Apologies, folks, for that. Some Wi-Fi issues here at UIC. Once again, our apologies for those difficulties. Should be back on air now. 23-15 the score. Lane Tech continuing their early lead in this one. 8-point lead with a minute 18 to go here in the first half of play. Dempsey with the basketball for Taft. I think our stream should be good to go for the rest of the evening. Had some battery issues with the hotspot, but all plugged in and ready to go now. As Otto takes things for guarded by Grunebaum. He's going to give it out to Harris. Harris hasn't scored yet tonight. That's going to go off of Taft, and Lane Tech gets possession, 23-15 the score, 54.9 seconds to go here in the first half. Taft trying to cut into this Lane Tech lead, which it was really back and forth. In the last couple of minutes, Lane Tech has really taken control of the game. Still, obviously, anyone's game. Just an 8-point lead, but momentum definitely facing towards Lane as Grunebaum pulls for three. No good. That's rebounded by Tsor down low. He's got two. And the lead up to double digits for the first time tonight, 25-15. 30 seconds and counting as Adewale gets a quick two back for Taft to get it back to 8 points. 25 seconds to go here in quarter number 2. I'm guessing Lane Tech is going to hold for a final shot. On that last drive, they didn't. They gave it to Zanders quickly, who scored the two. But looks like Malloy slowly with the ball right now, being guarded by Adewale. He's going to take a couple of dribbles, gets it to Grunebaum. Grunebaum missed the three last time. He's going to give it to Solibo. Now 4 seconds on the clock. Solibo goes up for two. Tip in, no good. Rebounded, no shot will be taken, and that is going to bring us to the end of one half of play. 25-17 the score. Relatively low scoring compared to a lot of games we've seen from both of these teams so far. We're going to take a quick break so we can get out the new link for this broadcast. Once again, apologies, folks, for those difficulties, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes to recap the first half and get you ready for the second half of play. You're watching Lane Tech Basketball on Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. Back here at Credit Union 1 Arena, a 9-point halftime lead for Lane Tech, 26-17 over the Taft Eagles. It was close for the start of the game, and then Lane kind of scored a couple of quick baskets near the second quarter to take this lead. However, still anyone's game, still a chance for both these teams to win. As we mentioned in our opening, Taft hoping to make this 3 years in a row winning against Lane, which has not happened in a while. As we said, Lane Tech has won 22 out of the last 32 meetings, but Taft has been heating up as of recent. Lane Tech obviously hoping to stop that streak, and a big part of that coming from their shooting tonight. Sean Malloy playing well as always. Ethan Grunebaum had it looks like they have him down for a 2. I thought it was a 3, but a long 2. It's been pretty balanced scoring so far from Lane Tech, with the exception of Sean Malloy, who leads all scorers with 8 for Lane Tech. As for Taft, it's mainly been 2 guys, that being number 22, Gideon Adewale. He was really both quarters. In the first quarter, Michael Dempsey was playing really good for the Eagles. His shooting kind of slowed down, but he had this very far 3. His shooting motion very well. If he can keep that up into the second quarter of action, that would be the second half of action. That's going to be really key for the Eagles. We talked about at the half. We're going to get you around the league for, I guess, both of these teams, starting off with Lane Tech. They start conference play next week, and their conference looking very strong early on to start the year, especially at the top. Right now, Lincoln Park leads everyone. They are 5-0. They played against Prosser tonight at Prosser. That was a 5 p.m. tip. Not sure what the final was there. Or also playing very well. They're 2-0. For Lane Tech transfer Cam Lawn actually leading the team in scoring right now, I believe. I think he had 28 and 19 through 2 games. Really impressive stuff from him so far, and he's leading the Oars, who are hoping to compete for a state title in head coach Lou Adams' final season. They're 2-0. They next play Wednesday, hosting Farragut to kick off conference play. Or they haven't played a lot this year. A couple of the top teams in this conference, the 2 top teams in this conference, Orr and Whitney. Whitney hasn't played yet. Orr has played twice. Just taking a slow approach to the season before they play what in high school basketball is called a national schedule against some top teams in the nation and tournaments in the nation throughout the rest of the year. For the rest of the division, Clark 3-1 to start the year. They've looked good. They hosted Clemente tonight at 5 p.m. Don't have a final score from that one. Once again, apologies, folks. North Lawndale 3-2. They've shown some promise, but also had some tough losses. They play against Vashon, who is one of the top teams in Missouri. They play them tomorrow at the Chicago Elite Classic. That is a 3 p.m. tip-off. That should be a fun one. North Lawndale, they always seem to be hanging around somewhere near the top 25. They should be somewhere around there this season as well, kind of playing a sleeper role in the Red Northwest, and they play against Vashon tomorrow. Whitney Young, top team in this conference, ranked number 2 in the state right now. In the Chicagoland area by the Sun-Times right now. They kick things off against a very good Gonzaga DC team. I was looking at the Max Preps national rankings, and it's hard to do national rankings just because the teams, it's just hard to rank every single high school basketball team in the nation and narrow it down to 25. But both those teams, Gonzaga and Whitney Young, in the top 25. Whitney slightly higher ranked, but both of them in like the around 20th in the nation. Westinghouse facing off against Stevenson on Saturday. That is at Stevenson. Westinghouse 2-3 to start the year. Farragut, who is 1-1, as we mentioned, playing at Orr on Wednesday. Marshall is playing at Young on Wednesday. Marshall 0-3 to start the year. And Schurz played at Collins today. Schurz 1-4 to start the year. They've had a tough time. We talked about this last broadcast. Just tough with Schurz because 2 years ago they were really good, and it seems all that talent kind of graduated. And we can see maybe there'll be a surprise this year, but I know watched them last year in the pandemic year. They just really could not contend with Lane Tech or many of the other conference teams. So we'll see if Schurz, the Bulldogs, can pull something off this year. They actually play Lane Tech next week. That game is next Friday on the road. Just about 3.5 minutes until we have some second half action here at Credit Union 1 Arena. Thanks for joining us, folks. Apologies once again for the technical difficulties that we faced in half number 1. Lane going to come out of the locker room. Lane in their all-white home uniforms tonight, so I'm guessing Lane is technically the home team. Doesn't really matter. And Taft in their black uniforms with white and blue lining. It's interesting. The last 2 games, the team wearing white, who I guess is the home team, was staying on this bench, the one right in front of us here. And then this game, it's switched. So I guess there's no method to that madness. 3 games already tonight. Butler versus Phillips for the girls. OPRF versus Fenwick. That was a fun one in a boys matchup. Crowds were the loudest I've heard them all year. Back and forth between the student sections. And, yeah, just impressive stuff from that game. OPRF won it over Fenwick. Some electric plays. Not as big of an atmosphere here for the nightcap late game, but still a decent fan turnout for Lane Tech and student section for Taft as well. And then the last game was Whitney Young versus Homewood Flossmoor for the girls. Whitney Young took that one in front of the Whitney Young boys team as well, who we know will be playing tomorrow night and are expected to be really good. Girls team looked pretty good as well, winning that close one over a good Homewood Flossmoor team. Tomorrow will be another busy day at the Chicago Elite Classic, headlined by a pair of very good games by the 2 hosts of this tournament, Simeon and Whitney Young. Simeon facing off against Mather Day, who anyone who knows about basketball is very good at basketball every single year. That's a 7:30 tip-off tomorrow evening. Whitney Young taking on Gonzaga, as we said, at 9 p.m. But some other games, Kenwood facing off against Evangel Christian, St. Rita, Thornton, North Lawndale, Vashon. Those are all the boys' games tomorrow. And then also the Simeon girls taking on the Vashon girls. That is the first game of the morning at 1:30. There might have been one before that I just forgot to miss, but I believe that's the full lineup. An exciting couple of games tomorrow. We won't have to call us for any of those, obviously, but if you're open, come down to Credit Union 1 Arena. I think $25 at the door for tickets, and you get in for the whole day and get to see some great basketball action. 56 seconds and counting until we're ready for some second half action here at UIC. Key for Taft is going to be the guy right there on the left of your screen, Gideon Adewale. When he scores, he can score it very well. He can score it all around, and he's a pretty, I think comparing him to Malloy is actually a pretty good comparison. They can both get down low. Adewale's a little taller maybe, but they both are able to shoot it and able to score down low. So we'll see what he can do and what Malloy can do for their respective teams here in half number 2. We'll see who's checking in for the starting 5. Looks like it's going to be Dempsey, Adewale, Pelsinski, Aluski, and Martinez, your 5 for Taft. And I cannot see who it is for Lane. However, what they've done every game this season is the same starting 5 for the first and second half. So that would be Malloy, Tsor, Grunebaum, Solibo, and Basil. And it looks like those are the same 5 guys on the court for Lane Techs. So, on the bench, sitting, and now they're going to get onto the court. It'll be Grunebaum, Solibo, Malloy, Tsor, and Basil, your 5 to start things off for Lane Tech. So, 8 minutes on the clock, 16 total to be played until we have a winner here in the nightcap of day 1 of the Chicago Elite Classic. 10th year of the tournament. 2 years ago, it was hosted at DePaul. No tournament last year, and now at UIC this year. Both the ones I have been to, the DePaul one and this one, really well-run events. And just some great basketball being played. As we mentioned, 2 years ago, Lane Tech played against New Trier. They got the win there, so they're hoping to make it 2 in a row here at the Chicago Elite Classic. New Trier this year, really strong team, but they are not playing in the event. As Pelsinski is going to inbound things with Tsor guarding to start the second half here at UIC. If Taft wants to stay in this one, they're going to want to get a couple of quick unanswered baskets, because how it's been playing out is Lane's been scoring on a lot of their possessions almost every time down or every other time down, just more frequently than Taft has. So if Taft wants to contend in this, I don't think they'll be able to break out a super big lead from what I've seen early on today. But if they can get a close, then we can have a ball game here. As ball goes off the foot of Malloy, and Martinez will inbound things for Taft here. 14 seconds away here in quarter number 3. Martinez gets the inbound to Adewale, hands it back off. Now in the corner to the senior, who's been very good. He's averaging 17 shots a game, Adewale. So he really likes to shoot the ball, really likes to have it in his hands. And Adewale now holding the ball here, drives in, spin move, goes up for 2. No good, rebounded by Malloy. Long possession there for Taft. About 30 seconds or more, but Lane Tech gets back with no damage. Now Taft will get it quickly back. As Olelski gives it in the corner to Dempsey. Dempsey has some really nice handles. And just, he's a senior, but I don't remember him playing with this Taft team, or at least getting a lot of minutes last year for Taft, because Lane did play Taft last year. A lot of these guys did not really play. Adewale played some. He was a main player on this team, but pretty new look Lane Tech starting 5 for this 2021-22 school year. Nice pass down low to Malloy, who finished it. Grunewald, one-handed bounce pass to get it to Malloy, who finishes, and now 28-17. The Lane Tech lead over 10, up to 11 now with 6:45 to go in quarter number 3. Martinez. Taft really liking to work it around the perimeter. They play a pretty similar game to Lane Tech, I would say, working around the perimeter. No true big, playing down low. As Haluski goes down, gets the putback, and that's good. He's probably the closest Taft has to a big right now, and he hasn't played as many minutes as some of the other starters had. Second basket of the night so far for him. Grunewald being guarded by Martinez, takes him to his right, hands it off to Malloy. Malloy backing into Adewale. Nice little flick there to Soar. Grunewald likes to take that corner 3 as he turns it over here. Adewale pushing things on the other end of thing. Goes up for 2 and 1. Oh no, they're going to call a charge. Taft's head coach Andre Harris not happy with that call, but Lane Tech going to get the basketball back. 28-19 the score. 9-point lead. That's where it was to start the half. They got up to 11, and then Taft scored a quick basket. So back and forth basketball here to start the second half. Taft full court pressing right now, but Lane able to break it very easily through Soar. He plays as a forward, but really has some nice handles. Nice dish down low to Basil. Last 2 buckets for Lane Tech have come off some very nice passes for Lane, and now the Eagles find themselves down by 11 once again. 5:40 to go in quarter 3. Adewale wide open, pulls for 3, no good. So Lebo rebounds it. That's what we were talking about at half. They're really going to need some big contributions from him if they want to be contending in this game the rest of the way. As Solibo wide open, timeout called by Taft. 2 very good passes lead to shots, and then a wide open layup by Shahid Solibo. Taft cooking with those down low baskets. They have 6 in the past, minute or so. 32-19 they lead. 5:24 to go here in the third quarter. I'd say that Lane is playing better than they did in the first half right now. Taft's defense just getting a little sloppy, but also with those passes from Lane Tech, we haven't seen a lot of that this year. A lot of this team is shooting, and that is going to be important coming into conference play. However, it's just those passes, really nice to see for Lane Tech. They're not a super big team, which makes sometimes going down low a little hard, but against a team like this in Taft, which does not have a lot of size, working that down low game, the short-range shots, which a lot of this Lane Tech team can make. We've seen Malloy make them, Grunewald can make them, so really anyone in the starting 5 can make those short shots, or the layups, obviously. So, good, encouraging stuff seen right here from Lane Tech. They lead by 13 now. I think their biggest of the game. 5:24 to go here in quarter number 3. Alex Burstein on the call here from Credit Union 1 Arena. Thanks for joining us. As Lane going to break the huddle with their same 5. Grunewald, Thor, Basil, Malloy, Solibo. Don't fix what's not broken, I guess you could say. All 5 of their... All starting 5 playing very well out of the half here, so not going to be any substitutions. Harris is into the game for the Eagles, and it looks like he is in for Pelsinski, who takes a seat on the bench for the Eagles. It'll be Taft basketball. Lane Tech back in this full court press. Basil the lone Lane Tech guy in the back court. Adewale gets it. He got trapped once earlier today. This time he smartly passes it off. Now he'll get it Down here to Aluski, who goes in and gets fouled by Basil. I don't think that'll be a shooting foul. Taft should get the basketball under the basket. Malloy leading all scorers early on in the third quarter. He has 11 points so far tonight. He's been good for about 15 or so every single game so far. Been a big part of this Lane Tech offense. Has nice recovery there from Dempsey, and now Martinez with it. Dempsey points towards the ground. Not sure if he was calling for a screen or what. Now Adewale comes with the screen to the right side, but Dempsey passes it off quickly. Down low, they get to Aluski. He's been playing a lot better here in the second half. Using his size, gets to the basket. He's got two. 32-21 now the score. Takes Taft over 18 minutes to get into the 20-point mark. Just a low-scoring match from both teams, but they do it at last. And an 11-point lead for Lane Tech as they get down low to Basil. He goes up for two. They're going to call a charging foul taken by Adewale. Foul called on Basil, his second of the night. No team really in foul trouble. Not a lot of fouls by either team. I think one by each this half, and just throughout the entire game. It's just not been a lot from either team, as Dempsey will bring the ball up the court for Taft. Being guarded by Grunebaum. Lane Tech switches up their assignments a lot. However, it's been more consistent tonight as Malloy takes a distance from Adewale. Taft slowing down the ball game. Usually when they do this, it means they're trying to really find a shot as Dempsey pulls for three. Air balls it, rebounded by Tsor. He made that one really strong three to start the game, and his shooting significantly cooled down since then, as the reverse is good from Lucas Basil. And Lane back up front by 13. So this is what we're talking about. We see how long it takes for teams to finally break the press, and a jump ball going to call. Possession arrow points towards Lane Tech, but it looks like Taft has finally broken through that Lane Tech full court press as Zanders checks into the game for Tsor. Rosenkrantz checks in, and one other. Who am I missing? Maybe there's only two in. Right now, Basil, Rosenkrantz, Grunebaum, Malloy, and Zanders, your five on the court for Lane Tech. Malloy driving on Adewale, passes it out. Rosenkrantz pushes it down low in the corner. Grunebaum for three. That one off the side of the board. A couple of wild three shots from both teams here in the third quarter as Pozinski pulls for three, no good. Both these teams not wanting to work it inside as Aluski goes inside. He can't get it. Gets his own rebound, though. Nice offensive rebound there for the Eagles. Driving in. Harris, he goes up for two, no good. Rebounded by no one. It goes off of Basil, and Taft will keep possession. Sorry there, folks, for the camera. Parker Springer going to check into the game for Lucas Basil. Lane Tech doesn't do subs that often at this game. However, when they do, it's like in a couple of minutes they sub out almost everyone who is on the court. Malloy and Grunebaum still on the court, but a bunch of guys in and out for Lane right now as they get down to Aluski. And Coach Andre Harris of Taft must have said something at halftime to his team about working the ball down low. They've gotten a lot more of those here in the second half, and it's working pretty well for them. As down low, Springer gets it. He gets fouled. And they're going to get the ball under the basket. Cahill checks into the game for Aluski after I think he picked up the foul. It will be Lane Tech basketball under their scoring basket. Zanders will inbound things for Lane. Pilzinski trying to guard the inbound. Also Perona going to check in momentarily. He checks in for Grunebaum, it looks like. Those two have been pretty interchangeable this season. Grunebaum also a point guard for this Lane Tech team, so those two have gone in and out. Speaking of it looked like they were going to get it to him. Instead, they give it out to Springer. Springer practicing his post play, gives it out to Rosenkrantz. Rosenkrantz pulls for three, doesn't get the bounce, bouncing around and finally taken by the Eagles. 34-23 to score, 2.5 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Martinez gets it to Adewale. Taft's one of their main plays. I don't know what it is, but they point at the floor. I think it's a screen to the reverse side of the side they're on. As this 1-3 is good from Harris. And Taft quickly in this one. I mean, it's still a 12-point game, but a couple of shots from either team can really, oh, excuse me, it's an 8-point game. Sorry, quick math there was wrong. So Taft just a couple shots away from making this almost a tied game, as Ololowski will check into the game soon for Taft. We will check in quickly for Pilsinski. Eagles basketball after the substitution. And as we were saying, a 3 here makes it a 5-point game. Taft very much still in this. They haven't scored a lot tonight, but they've kept Lane Tech from scoring. Lane Tech's had their couple of runs of scoring, but overall not too much scoring from either team tonight. So this game could get very close very quickly. As Martinez has it, swings it to Ololowski. Now back again to Martinez, just really swinging it around the perimeter. They get down low into the hands of Ololowski off of a deflection. He's got 2. Now up to 10 points for him. First Taft player in double digits. And 34-28 the score. Taft with a quick little comeback here. They say the ball goes off of Lane Tech. And Taft with a chance to cut it to a 1-possession game here. Timeout called by Lane Tech. Thank you so much for joining us. Alex Burstein on the call here from Credit Union One Arena to cap off day number 1 of the Chicago Elite Classic. Some great basketball being played all day, and looks like we're going to have a competitive finish to this one to end the first day of action. 1:22 to go. Lane Tech leading Taft 34-28. It was just a double-digit. It was a double-digit lead for Lane Tech just a minute or so ago. But some quick work for them, for the Eagles, and they've cut it to what could be a 2-possession game off of 2 threes. We've seen they can shoot threes. However, the inside work from Armin Ololowski, the 6'3" forward center, has been really impressive the past couple of minutes. He had 18 against Naperville Central, has 10 so far tonight, and I'd say he is playing in that center role tonight for Taft, and impressive stuff from him so far. And he'll have to keep that going here. Eagles possession out of the Lane Tech timeout. Dempsey, Adewale, Harris, Martinez, and as you mentioned, Ololowski, your 5 on the court right now for the Eagles. Looks like on the bench for Lane Tech, it'll be Malloy, Springer, Sanders. We'll see when they get on the court. It'll be Perona, Rosencrantz, Malloy, Springer, and Zanders, your 5 on the court. For those guys, all 5 can really shoot the basketball, but Lane Tech just really needs to get some points on the scoreboard quickly, because Taft with the clear momentum right now after these quick couple of baskets, and Taft with some turnovers under their own near their own scoring basket to really get Taft back in this one. Dempsey back to Adewale to break the press. Lane now looks like they may have transitioned into a zone. It's like 3-2. That's what they've mostly done when they go into a zone here this season. That's Harris being guarded by Springer and Malloy here on the near side. He gets it down low. Bad pass off the hand of Martinez. That one was high, though, not Martinez's fault at all. But nonetheless, Lane will get the basketball back. Perona tried to sell a foul there, but the refs won't buy it. Malloy with it on the far side of things. He drives in, passes it out. Rosencrantz for 3. No good. Rebounded by Ololowski. He's a couple inches shorter than Springer, but he's really been eating up those rebounds. And the ball is going to go back to Taft. It's a 3rd or 4th straight possession with no scoring from Lane Tech. Adewale going to get it to Martinez. Martinez also, they have Adewale, Harris, and Dempsey really all can bring the ball up the court for Lane Tech, for Taft here. As Lane in their zone. They're working to get some double teams, however. If they're able to find that guy down low, it's not going to work well for Lane Tech. We'll see how long this man-to-man works. As they're double teaming just about everyone who gets the ball here. As that's really a turnover to Rosencrantz, so maybe this defense is working. Perona on the fast break. He goes up for 2, doesn't get it. A foul will be called, and Perona will head to the line to shoot a pair. Perona been a modest scorer for Lane Tech so far this year. He only had he only had 2 against Inglewood STEM, but that first Thanksgiving week, he averaged about 7 or 8 a game. 7 against Jones, 9 Notre Dame, 9 Niles North. So he's good for at least a couple of baskets. Usually every game has yet to score tonight as he misses his first free throw. Malloy has 11 points. That's a third of Lane's scoring so far tonight. Almost a third. As Lane with 34, they're up 34-28, 6.7 seconds to go. Misses the second shot. Taft going to have to do some quick work on this one. Dempsey gets stripped. Malloy pulls for the almost full court 3. He misses that. He's made a shot like that in the past, but unable to do it here. That will bring us to the end of 3 quarters of play. 34-28 the score. Lane Tech leads over Taft, but Taft with a run here to end the third quarter. We'll see if they can keep that up in the final 8 minutes of play. We'll be back in just a second. You're watching Lane Tech Basketball on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. Wouldn't be a rivalry game without some drama towards the end. 8 minutes to decide this one. Lane with a 34-28 lead, but Taft with the clear momentum. Corona just went 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Lane with some turnovers on the offensive end of things and just forcing, Taft is forcing the ball back into their hands almost every single possession. Lane Tech will start this half with, this quarter, with the basketball. Greenbaum's going to inbound it, which is interesting. As the point guard, we don't usually see him do that, but he will here as he inbounds it to Springer and right back into the hands of Greenbaum. That makes more sense. In the corner, Rosenkrantz pulls for a 3, no good, rebounded by Springer. Lane Tech will keep possession. They get it back out to Rosenkrantz. Adewale guarding Rosenkrantz with Malloy not in. Down low, Goonan has his first 2 of the night. Lane breaks their scoring drought, 36-28. The score, 7:30 to go here in the game. Lane Tech trying to use that full court press once again, but looks like Taft has pretty much broken it very easily now as Pozinski fakes a 3, goes in for the 2, misses it, and a foul down low against Lilowski, and Lane gets the basketball back quickly. It looked to me like that was a foul against, I'm not sure who was guarding that Lane Tech, but it looked like it was a push off of White. However, refs will disagree, and they give the basketball back to Lane Tech. Now Taft responding with a full court press of their own. We'll see how Lane Tech breaks this. They have not been pressed much this year past the midcourt line as Perona drives, gets it to Rosenkrantz, who pulls for the mid-range 2, can't get it. Rebound eaten up by Alilowski there. And Dempsey will bring things up the court for the Eagles. Dempsey, tight defense here from Perona. Lane Tech still in that zone D, 3-2 right now, but Perona's kind of floating down low, so it's not a super strict zone for Lane Tech. Maybe it's more of a 2-3 here. It's kind of hard to tell with where Perona's floating up and down. It's almost like 2-2 plus Perona flying back. Perona playing from the ground there here as the shot missed. Adewale gets the rebound. He falls down. They're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow points towards Taft. The Eagles will keep possession with 6:34 to go here in quarter number 4. Sean Malloy going to check into the game for Will Rosenkrantz. He's gotten some good looks tonight. Done a good job finding those open shots. Just had a hard time converting them. And Malloy, the leading scorer for either team, checks back into the game. Lane hoping they can get a few more out of him. As they get the ball out to Policinski. And they'll run the ball through Adewale. A lot of the offensive plays get ran through him for Taft. Gets a screen to his left, doesn't take it. Now a screen to his right, takes it to the left. He gets trapped and gives it to Olowski, who drives left-hand side. Going in against two Lane guys, gets the 2 to go. And it's a 6-point game once again. Taft reaches the 30-point mark, 36-30, 6 minutes and change to go here. As this steal almost forced a diving effort there by Dempsey. Can't get it though, and Lane Tech will keep possession. Alex Burstein on the call here from Credit One Union Arena. Thanks for joining us here to cap off night 1 of the Chicago Elite Classic. Not a tournament, just a showcase with some of the top teams in this area and from around the country, really. As Salibo inbounds it to Grunebaum. Had a cameo from Iman Shumpert earlier on this day during the first game of the day. Second game of the day between Oak Park River Forest, as Malloy loses the ball and gets it back. Salibo misses the shot. He's going to try for second chance points. Gives it out to Grunebaum, who pulls for 3. No good. Lane Tech gets a third chance, and a foul is going to be called on Salibo. So Lane Tech will not get that chance number 3. And now, no bonus yet for Taft. Still not a lot of fouls from either team, really. Scoreboard showing 2 for Lane Tech, 3 for Taft. I feel like it might be a couple more than them, but that is what the scoreboard shows. So relatively low foul counts for both of these teams. Harris gets it to Pilzinski, just working around the perimeter right here. They do have Olowski playing down low. Now he comes back out to get the ball near the top of the key. Down low, Adewale working down low. We saw him do that a lot in the first quarter, not so much since then. He misses the shot, the put back by Olowski, no good. And that one's going to be punched out of bounds. Possession goes towards Taft. A lot of those balls have gone to the Eagles. As Lane they're getting the last touch on balls, but they're just not able to put 2 hands on it. A lot of times poking the ball out of bounds into the Eagles' favor. As Harris will inbound things here for Taft. Harris, tries to get it to Pilzinski. Goes off his fingertips. Grunebaum really aggressive on that one. And Lane Tech will get possession. Goonan will inbound things, gets it to Salibo. Salibo driving on Dempsey. Drives left-hand side, loses the basketball. Now he's going to keep it. Now it gives in the corner to Malloy, who pulls for 3, gets his own rebound. Now goes for 2, he gets fouled. And Malloy will head to the line to shoot 2. So used to Grunebaum being in the corner for that shot and not Malloy that I called his name, but shot Malloy. Playing from a new spot on the floor here, and he gets it back to the free throw line, a very familiar spot on the floor for him. Springer, Goonan, Grunebaum, and Salibo, and Malloy, your 5 on the court right now for Lane, as the first free throw is good. Soar will check into the game for Springer, so Lane going with a slightly smaller lineup who can really shoot the ball here for the final few minutes of this game. Well, I guess they could switch it. Pilzinski also going to check out of the game. I did not see who came in, but it is Dempsey, Martinez, Adewale, Harris, and missing one guy. And Olowski for the Eagles. Sorry here for the camera, folks. A weird thing going on down low. It's Goonan, though, and he has 2 more, 39-30. Taft's run kind of be silenced by Lane here as Olowski gets it, drives in, loses the basketball. Grunebaum's got it back. They push Goonan. Goonan, one-on-one, goes up for 2. He can't finish, gets his own rebound, puts it up, and it's good. And Lane Tech's lead back up to double digits, 41-30 with 4:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. Rest, we're talking something over with the coaches, not sure what it is. Pilzinski's going to take the opportunity to come in as a sub. He checks in for Harris, so I think it's the starting 5 on the court right now for Taft, and almost a starting 5 for Lane, with the exception of Goonan in instead of Basil. Dempsey with the basketball, gets it past half court to Adewale. He goes for the short 2, misses it, rebounded by Salibo. Lane Tech, now that they've built up their lead a little bit, they can slow things down. Looks like Malloy still playing with a fast pace, though, and he turns it over to Martinez. Martinez to Dempsey, pulls for 3, no good. That will be rebounded by Adewale down low. playing in the paint. That's a block. I could not see who it was from. It looked like Salibo, Grunewald, and Soar were kind of in the air right there. And the ball goes back towards Lane Tech. So they have a chance to build up their lead. As I was saying in that last possession, they really kept the pace going up quickly, not slowing down their pace at all despite the double-digit lead. Malloy tries to go coast to coast, misses it. Second chance points, though, are good. And 43-30 the score. Lane Tech rolling here late. On the other side of things, Adewale misses it. Alalowski down low. He's got it, though. And a timeout called by Taft here. 3:26 to go in the game. 43-32. Taft still could come back in this one. They're hanging around, but Lane Tech playing like they did at near the end of the second half, end of the first half. Seems like the end of the half, they kind of just start playing a lot different. Alalowski up to 14 points to go along with 14 from Malloy for Lane Tech as well. Those two by far the leading scorers, however, scoring in very different ways. Alalowski more down low. Malloy doing a little bit of everything. Some from the free throw line. Made a couple of shots early on. Has driven. Got in the fouls. Just a little bit of everything for him. This is a very senior-heavy team, but Alalowski is a junior. So other than him, it's been mostly seniors playing tonight, but it'll be interesting to see how he develops over this next year or so. Kind of similar to Joseph Rodriguez for Taft, not playing tonight, but last year he had 26 points, 12 rebounds, playing a somewhat similar position, maybe even more down low, but at least somewhat similar for this Taft team. Rodriguez not played yet this year. As out of the timeout is going to be, I think, Lane Tech basketball, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it'll be Lane Tech basketball. Taft pressing all 5 guys here. It'll be Grunewald, Malloy, Solibo, Tsor, and Goonan, the 5 who break the huddle for Lane Tech. Alalowski, Martinez, Adelawe, Dempsey, and Pilzinski, your 5 for Taft. So pretty much the starting 5s on the court with the exception of one player for both teams. As Grunewald is going to push the pace, pull for the mid-range jumper. Hasn't taken a lot of those shots yet this year. However, he makes that one, splashes it in, and now 45-32 lead back up to 13 for Lane. Lane Tech student section starting to get chanting. 3 minutes to go in this one. Taft needs some points quickly to stay in this. As Adelawe, nice move, but a big block by Malloy. That's his second block of the game. Malloy, you don't see him in the stats column with blocks very often, but does it nice here. And now he'll drive, goes up for 2. Oh, he passes it instead. Grunewald pulls for 3. That one looks a little far to the right. They'll miss the rim as well, and Taft pushes it the other way. Adelawe goes up for 2, trying to do a little bit of everything. Gets the 2 here. And an 11-point lead for Lane Tech. Taft not giving up in this one, but the clock, their biggest enemy right now, is this one stolen by Dempsey. He's going to take it himself. One-on-one with Tsor. He goes up for 2. He's got it. 4 quick points here for for Taft. A 30-second timeout taken by head coach Andre Harris of the Taft Eagles. 45-36 the lead, so Taft has cut this to single digits. When they cut it to single digits before, it led to some good action. They were able to cut it to a 6-point lead. It was back and forth, and then they fell behind a little bit, but they're hoping they have one more run in them. It's about like a 3 to 5 possession game, I guess you could call it right now, shooting-wise, depending on if Taft gets 2s or 3s. A lot more of their scoring in this second half has been via the 2 ball. However, we'll see what they can do here. 9-point lead for Lane Tech with 140 seconds to go in this one. I would be surprised if any substitutions come into the game. It's basically been the starting 5 and then the top 5, but there is going to be a sub as Harris comes into the game. Not sure who went to the bench for Taft, but Harris into the game for the Eagles to go along with Dempsey, Alalowski, Pilzinski, and I assume... Oh, no. I don't see Adelawe on the court right now, so he might be out. I don't see him on the bench either. Oh, he's about to sub in. Must have been out for a second. He's going to sub in momentarily, I'm guessing for Harris, but slightly different 5 on the court right here for Taft, Lane Tech inbounding things, length of the court to go, get it to Malloy. Gives a little flick to Soar, and they break the press easily. Salibo slowing things down now. Lane finally not playing with such a sense of urgency as Salibo passes it down low to Goonan. He just stops, and then he gets blocked by Ololowski, and he'll take it himself. Nice move there by the junior. Pushes it out to Dempsey. Under 2 to go in this one. Dempsey pulls for the long 3. He's got it. It's a 6-point game. Big 3 there from Michael Dempsey, who has been quiet shooting-wise for the last couple of quarters and makes the play when he needs it. 45-39, a minute and 40 seconds to go in this contest. Malloy goes in, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Ololowski. I don't think Lane is in the bonus. They're getting close, though. That's going to be, I think, the 16th foul on Taft. So one more and they would be shooting, but it will be Lane basketball underneath their scoring basket. Belzinski going to check out of the game for Adewale. It's kind of surprising, actually, as that Harris is staying in. He hasn't done much scoring-wise, which is what Taft needs right now, but I guess they like his defense a lot. He is a pretty aggressive defender. As Salibo gets it to Malloy. Malloy back up to Salibo. Lane Tech just trying to take some seconds off the clock here. It seems like Salibo, their guy, they like holding the basketball near the perimeter as he drives in. Out to Tsor, almost the same play as last time. This one airballed by Jack Tsor. And Taft to push things on the other side. Adewale can't hold it. Gives it right back to Lane Tech. And now a minute to go in this one. 2-possession game. A foul called on Dempsey. And Lane Tech will start shooting free throws. So this could be a long final minute of play. It'll be Jack Tsor heading into the line. Jack Tsor had 7 in the first half against Bulls. I think he might finish with that too. Scoring kind of slowed down, but he's been good for a basket or two every single game. Been decent from the free throw line. As now Pelzinski will check into the game for Harris. So 1-1. So if he misses the first free throw, he won't get a second. 14 points from Malloy, 14 from Ololowski, 10 from Adewale for their respective teams. Those are the leading scorers tonight as Tsor drains the first free throw, so he'll get a second. 46-39 to score. That was actually a big one because it went from a 2-possession game if they score 2 threes to a 3-possession game here no matter what. He can put it to 8 here. Big shot coming up. He's got it. 2 clutch free throws there from the junior, and Salibo forces a steal. They're going to say he went out of bounds, though, so Taft will get the basketball back. 58.6 seconds to go in this one. So you can't count the Eagles out. They've had a couple of runs of quick baskets, but those free throws, very clutch for Lane Tech. As Dempsey pulls for the quick 3, no good, off the back of the rim, rebounded by Tsor, and they're going to foul him again, though that's not the guy you want fouled right now. We do have a score update that I just see on my phone right here. Lincoln Park wins again by 20 over Prosser. They're now 6-0 on the year. One of the last undefeated teams left in the Red Northwest. It might be the only one other than Young. Oh, Orr is also undefeated, and then Whitney Young has not played yet. But strong start to the year for the Lions. Jack Tsor went 2 for 2 as last line. Still 1-1. His first free throw is good. He's now changed it from a 6-point game to a 9-point game in about 8 seconds. So big contributions here from the second-year varsity player. He'll be a 3-year varsity guy by the end of his high school career. Impressive stuff from him. Second free throw on its way. That one no good. Rebounded by Tsor, who goes up for 2, can't get it. Ball bouncing around it, just tipped in. I think the guys were trying to tip it for a rebound, but they credit it to Salibo. He gets the 2, and 50-39, 11 points scored. A foul called on Lane Tech, called on Jack Tsor. Only 3 team fouls for Lane Tech this half, so Eagles not even close to being in the bonus, and this one might be all but wrapped up. An 11-point lead for Lane with 37 seconds left. We'll see what happens here. Quick 3 here from Pelzinski. He airballs it down low, rebounded by Martinez, and they're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow points towards Lane Tech, and Lane gets the... Oh no, points towards Taft actually, and they will get the basketball back. Harris checks into the game for Martinez. 28 seconds now to go in this one. Eagles will need a very quick shot here and then just need some turnovers / missed free throws if they want any chance in this one. But double-digit lead with under 30 seconds left is a pretty surefire recipe for success. They inbound it to Adewale. Goes out on Grunebaum. Now driving, taking a lot of time here. Misses the two, rebounded by Goonan. Aloloski pulls it away, going to go up for two, gets fouled, so he'll have a couple of free throws. 16.2 seconds left, so Taft might get some points off this drive. However, it took 12 seconds for them to do it, and at the end of the game here, that's just not enough. And it looks like Lane Tech are going to snap the Eagles' 2-game win streak in this rivalry and take it on a big Chicago Elite Classic stage. First free throw, no good. A free throw here would actually make him the game's leading scorer, depending on either team, actually, as Malloy has 14. He has 14 too, and it will stay that way. Misses a second free throw. That one punched out of bounds. Oh, they said by Tsor. It looked like Dempsey got the last touch on there, but Eagles will keep basketball, get one more chance at it. Still up by 11. Lane's still up by 11. 14.2 seconds left in this one. We get it out quickly to Adewale. He pulls for three, no good. That one rebounded. That goes off of Lane Tech again. It looks like this time off of Grunebaum. So Taft getting all the inbounds down low. It's just taking up a lot of time. 9.4 seconds now. A foul going to be called on Lane Tech. If you're Lane Tech, this is not what you want. You're just prolonging the game. Malloy gets fouls for the first time today. If you look at the scoreboard there, of the 5 guys on the court for Lane Tech, just 4. A combined 4 fouls between them. 4 guys have 1 as Adewale goes for a 2, no good. Tip in, no good. The putback, no good. And that is, they're going to call a foul. 0.5 seconds left. Olowski will head to the line to shoot 2. The only thing you're playing for right now is to be the game's leading scorer. He has 14 right now. If he makes either of these 2, he'll be the game's leading scorer. But Lane is going to escape with a victory. As the first free throw, no good. 0 for 3 in free throws here in clutch time for the junior. It'll be fun to see him play next year as well, as the second free throw on its way. That one is good. He's going to finish the game with 15 points. Taft still pressing. 0.5 seconds on the clock. They get to Grunebaum. And that will be the end of this one, folks. 50-40 the score. Lane Tech escapes with a 10-point victory over Taft to break the Eagles' recent run in this series. Sean Malloy ends with 14 points for Lane Tech. He's the leading scorer to go along with 9 from Solibo and 8 from Goonan. I didn't even realize that, but he quietly got a nice stat line there at the end. As for the Eagles, 15 from Olowski, who came alive in the second half of things. 10 from Adewale and 8 from Dempsey, who we can see really can shoot the ball, but just had a couple of near misses. A couple more of those, and this would have been a closer game. That's just about going to wrap up our coverage here, wrap up day 1 of the Chicago Elite Classic. A big win for Lane Tech. They win by 10, advance to 5-1 on the year. They'll be back in action on Monday at Steinmetz. That is a 5 p.m. first tip. We will have the coverage of that as always. And that's just about going to do it. 10-point win for Lane Tech. Your final score here from Credit Union One Arena on night 1 of the Chicago Elite Classic. Lane Tech 50, Taft 40. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night.